should have saved it because I don't have a can.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friends You Can Keep podcast. Yeah, we've been away for a couple weeks. Busy. Stuff's happened. We were going to record after the beach, but then that day just kind of turned into a day, and we didn't.
I think we came home very late.
No, we came home kind of normal time, but then we did go over to my parents' house for dinner.
And I had to go to the grocery store.
And then by the end of the day, it was just like, well, I'm done. And my cutoff with putting episodes out Wednesdays and Thursdays, my cutoff for recording is Sunday. If we don't record by Sunday, I'm not recording. We don't. This sounds so shitty, but like we don't make money from this. This is just a for fun activity right now. So for me to continue to stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to put this out on Monday night and Tuesday night is just not worth it.
Yeah.
So, and if I had better technology that it went faster, maybe, I don't know. But for now, it is what it is. I'm hopeful that after the holidays especially, we can get on a more consistent basis. And I'm also hopeful that maybe sometime, again, post-holidays, we can send the boys to my parents or one to your parents, one whatever, and have, even whether it's a whole weekend or just a day, to record like minimum 2 or 3.
But to change our clothes.
And then just have, no, because you wouldn't.
Yeah,
they're going to be banked,
yeah,
so they wouldn't come out. You could move them.
Yeah.
Because we don't do enough that's like, this is time-sensitive content.
I mean, some of it's topical, but it doesn't
We do
matter.
topical stuff, but it's not
no.
super time-sensitive.
No,
like, it's this specific.
No, it's not like a movie review that needs to come out when the movie comes out. Or like trying to get a first take on something.
I will say I did initially have like a whole thing thought of to open with about the election, but then I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's not worth the time to.
Nah.
I will just say, if you're new to the show, welcome. But if you're new here, I understand how I look, especially with my new haircut, but I want you to know if you see me out in public, I didn't vote for Donald Trump.
I think this might say otherwise.
What, the necklace?
Yeah.
No. You'd think that, but no.
Maybe the purple.
The purple sweater gives it away. I do think, like, if you were to look at me, you wouldn't think that. But if you see me at work,
well, yeah.
because that's usually like a hoodie, dirty jeans, and boots, you're going to think that. But that outfit with this hair, probably not. So there's a lot of things working to, I think, prove that I voted correctly.
I think you can tell who I voted for.
Yeah. Mike Pence.
I tried, I wrote him in.
It was a write-in, yeah.
No, I wrote in W. Just,
She wrote in Joe Biden again.
I certainly did not.
But I will say, if you see me in the street, I did not vote for Donald Trump.
Talking to yourself?
Not if... Oh my God. Never in my life did I think she would be the one making a Hamilton reference on this show of all shows. We're going to have to, speaking of, just to go on a small tangent, we're definitely in the coming months going to redo the tournament, but it's probably going to be just the two of us. I might have a guest come on, but now that you've actually listened to the soundtrack and are like a fan, finally... I think you would have a better understanding to vote.
Yes, but my votes will still be for the same songs.
You never know, though, because the big ones, yes, but those those middle, we did the whole soundtrack.
And you did a bracket, right? Or
we did it bracketed, and we did the whole soundtrack. The bracket, I don't know if I'll change it, if we keep it the same, I don't know.
Yeah, because that...
And we'll probably do that a third time as well, because I want to do that when, if God willing, some point down the road, we have like a bigger following that people will actually vote on it. Like I could put it in the Instagram stories and people will vote or whatever. Because this time around it was just our friends and like I'm sure no one's seeing the shit we're posting because of the algorithm and whatnot, and like no one voted on it. It was a mess. But
although I don't remember which one I said was the best, it's still Burn. I mean, that's still the best song in that whole thing. But
definitely not. It's good. It's not the best one in the whole musical.
Or it's Quiet Uptown.
But so yeah, we voted correctly. We especially me, more so on the social media side of this show, we're here for. Sorry,
was that a cat?
Heard a noise. I'm pretty sure it was Emmett.
I think he just fell.
He's probably in the litter box. We're here for anyone, if anyone needs anything. And the only thing I can really say is I don't understand why it's so hard to care about other people. That was my biggest takeaway from the election.
Oh.
And like I've said in many a time on this show, on social media, whatever, like I know who my parents supported because I'm 99% certain only my mother voted. But I know who my parents supported. I know who my brother supported. I know who my...
You never know who people voted for,
all three of my aunts and my uncles and one of my cousins and my father-in-law. Like, I know who all these people supported. Whether or not they voted, I can't confirm, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, well, I know two people that are in my family did not vote. And they've been guests on this show because they were at that restaurant at the boardwalk. Well, at least one of them was. I don't know if both of them. Yeah, they were both there.
Well, they could have voted by mail.
Maybe, but who knows? Do they do that in Florida? Are you allowed to do that in Florida?
Yeah, it's nationwide.
I didn't know if that went away after post-COVID.
Other states have like early voting in person. Yeah. So I don't know. But I thought mail-in was national.
I'm laughing so hard at all the conspiracy things I'm already seeing. There's stuff about Kamala running again in 2028, I guess. There's stuff apparently... Because people are apparently still getting asked for donations.
I haven't, but
I haven't either.
I wonder if that's spam.
But I saw something else that was an email from that campaign that said, like, let us explain. And then the comments underneath, because this woman went off about, like, you had one job and you couldn't handle it and you ruined it and blah, blah, blah. And people in the comments were like, this is probably for a class action lawsuit against Trump over the election. Because there's a lot of things that don't add up. I will admit, very strange that if you take the information, and I'm not saying, I'm not taking the Donald Trump approach of like, this was a stolen election. This is absolutely unbelievable. These numbers don't make sense. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, if you look at the numbers as they are presented, the factual numbers that have been put out, if they're all correct, 14 to 15 million people did not vote in this election that did vote in 2020.
I would believe that.
I would also believe that, but that also does seem like a huge number of people.
What was it in when Bernie didn't? Everyone wanted... Oh, 2020.
No. Bernie was supposed to be
Biden.
2016. No, it wasn't supposed to be Bernie for Biden. I mean, he probably was, but that wasn't... His biggest one, I think, was when Hillary ran in 2016. His biggest one may have been Obama, but I'm pretty sure his biggest was everyone wanted him to be the follow-up to Obama. And they wanted him again in 20... Like, they've...
Yeah.
People who love... And I do like Bernie Sanders. People who have supported him have wanted him, like... He's kind of like Ross Perot.
Well, I didn't know, like, when everyone was so disappointed, because it was always... I just remember hearing, oh, well, if it's not Bernie, I'm not voting.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of, like, people... I
wonder the last one.
People weren't satisfied with Joe Biden, so they weren't going to vote for Kamala Harris, and that's been the theory, is that, especially in these last, like, October, she was doing press, and it was like, oh, I wouldn't do anything different than what we've done in the past 4 years, and I wouldn't change anything, and this and that, and it's like...
She didn't do enough for undecided. Well, they weren't undecided.
My personal opinion was... So in 2016, I did admittedly fall in line with everybody else. Where my thought process was, there is no way in hell a reality television star is going to win the presidency of the United States. Like, it is what it is. My parents can lie to me all they want and use like, well, he's a businessman. Businessmen don't bankrupt casinos. Like, that's not...
In Atlantic City.
You can be a businessman, but you're a shitty businessman.
Yeah.
You're a reality television star. I was in the same boat as everybody else. Like, no way. There's no way this is going to happen. And then he did. He didn't win the popular vote, but he did win the presidency. And then he didn't win in 2020, made me a little more hopeful. So I think I wasn't all in on, like, there's no way he's going to win. I was very skeptical about her winning. But I do think I'm kind of with everybody else where the consensus is, like, she never really had a chance.
No.
Like, from Jump Street, she never had a chance of winning this election. Because nobody was going to vote for Biden again. Democrat or no. Undecided or Democrat. You were not going to vote for Joe Biden again. And then when he dropped out, and then you didn't bother looking for anyone else, you just said, oh, well, she's right there, and she's the vice president. We'll just have her run. I also saw a great thing that was like, someone commented on a post about the election in quotes and said, it's not our lesson to learn or whatever. And the guy replied to it with another video and was like, stop saying this. Because this is such bullshit. He's like, the only people who don't have a lesson to learn, and he pulled up the graph of like how people based on race and gender voted. He's like, the only people who don't have a lesson to learn from this are black people. Because black men voted for Kamala Harris. Black women voted for Kamala Harris. These are the only people who overwhelmingly understood what they were supposed to do. He's like, the biggest lesson to learn from this? White women and Latino people. Like, what are we doing? That was the most shocking, was like, if the numbers are all true, the amount of women who voted for Donald Trump. And it's like, that's a wild take. Wild take. But
I mean, I have my thoughts on why that is, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
It doesn't matter. None of it matters. He's president for 4 years. And the Republicans run literally everything. They are in control of the White House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. He's going to appoint 2 more Supreme Court judges, if not more, because he could very well expand the court. Who knows what's going to happen with Project 2025, if any of that is real or not, because no one official has come out and said, like, that is what our plan is.
Yeah, of course they're not going to now.
Well, there's those weird Twitter things that are like, oh, now the election's over, we can tell you that's been the plan.
Well, yeah.
And, like, none of you are official people.
I don't think the White House is going to make their announcements on
dipshits.
Twitter. Well, also, he can't, so.
But it's like that and the whole thing
what's going to happen?
I promised RFK that he could be the head of everything involving your medical care. I promised a seat.
Federally.
I promised a seat to Elon Musk. Like, we're just, I don't know. I'm trying as hard as I can to be optimistic, cautiously, that somebody, somewhere, within the House and the Senate that are Republicans, when he tries to bring up some super batshit crazy stuff, people will be like, no. But I have serious doubts that that's going to happen.
It's one of those things, though, where, like, it's almost too good. Like, if you're in that whole camp, it's almost set up too nicely.
What do you mean?
So it's just going to take one little, and it's all going to come crashing down.
I don't know. We'll see.
The only upside is, don't you fucking come complaining to me.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to be the guy to do it, but I'm definitely going to be the I told you so guy. Because it's already starting to happen with companies where they're super panicked about these tariffs that are like taxes on foreign countries, because either Trump knew how that worked and just lied to people, or he doesn't know how that shit works and just said what he wanted to say.
But you never know.
Well,
although I don't think he's as stupid as...
No, he's definitely not as stupid as people think he is.
Or that everyone wants to make him
He is definitely getting senile, which...
That's
we talked about that with a lot with Joe Biden, but we didn't talk about that with Donald Trump. But whatever.
It's taboo.
Well, and it's also... But it's strange,
you don't talk about a man's
what's weird with the tariff...
capacity.
What's weird with the tariff thing is he said, at every chance he could, that I'm going to tax foreign countries on their imports, and they're going to pay it. First of all, I'm going to build a wall, Mexico's going to pay for it. You know who didn't pay for that wall? Mexico. No one talked about that.
You know what didn't get built? That whole wall. So.
But he's been doing that the whole time. At the same time, yes, his opposition is telling people, like, that's not how tariffs work. That's what he's presenting to you, and that's not how those work. But if you don't want to take it from his direct opponent, people like Mark Cuban, who are successful businessmen, are online telling you, like, that's not how tariffs work. Here is how tariffs work, and here's how you're going to get fucked by those tariffs.
On both sides.
Well, all around.
Whether you buy
he's
local
telling
or
you
not.
He's telling you it's going to work out for you, but it's not. But
it's going to work out for you.
There's the whole thing with that,
and
what I'm just waiting for is I'm just waiting so hard for everything in the electric business that we have to deal with at my work to just go to shit. And the second I hear my brother or my dad or anybody on these pool jobs, anybody, the second I hear anyone complain about it, I'm going to be the one that's like, told you so.
Well,
don't want to be that guy, but I told you so.
Isn't this what you wanted?
Like, this is what you wanted. You voted for this.
You asked for all of this.
Well, and in some cases you didn't vote for this, but you supported this. Like, I just don't.
This is literally what you asked for. So don't come crying to me.
It's funny because I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but there was that night, and this goes back to, like, I don't understand. I will never understand not having the mindset to care about other people. I kind of give off this facade of, like, I could give a shit. But even at the lowest point in my life, where I was in, like, the end of high school, beginning of what should have been my college years, I was in the mindset of, like, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't really have any friends. I'm full. This was before my Crohn's was bad enough that I had to put a bag on my stomach. But I was full all in, like, yep, professional wrestler. I can be on the road 365 days a year. I have no one around me to, like, make me concerned about, like, oh, I should be home. Like, I was just ready to be like, fuck everybody. But even at that point in my life, I still gave a shit about people. Like,
yeah, I don't understand how you could be like, oh, well, I don't care what happens in 20 years.
Well, and it's that too. Like,
well, thank
whether it's me caring about LGBTQ people or caring about people that aren't the same race as me, like, bare minimum, I'm caring about my future for the rest of my life because I am only in my 30s, and I'm caring about my children's future. And then to have
but all those things could affect them.
To have a unwanted political conversation at my parents' house, which ends with me saying, like, the two of us clearly calling bullshit on my parents, especially my mother's Trump nonsense, to which that conversation ends with my dad exploding in front of his grandchildren, yelling, well, I can't wait till she wins and we're all fucked. And my children are sleeping, or I would say it at the volume of which he said it. To which I then responded, and that's the problem right there, because we're voting for ourselves and our kids, and you're voting for yourself. You don't care about your grandchildren. You don't care about your children. I said, you don't care that your kids can't afford housing. You don't care that as it goes now, your children will not be able to, your grandchildren will not be able to afford to own a home. And you're thinking, oh, that's all Joe Biden's fault, but it's not. So you're voting how you want to vote because you think, oh, I pay too much for everything now. Clearly, the different guy is going to solve that problem.
You think you're voting for your, like, on your own benefit,
but in the bare
minimum
sense, I just said, like, that's the problem, is you're voting for yourself and you only give a shit about yourself.
Because your mentality is, by the time that matters, I'll be dead.
To which he then, exactly, and that's what I said. You're in the mindset of, like, that's the next guy's problem.
Yeah,
because he said,
you're
like,
looking at the next guy.
Well, he said about everyone being fucked, and then he followed up with, like, we said something, and then his follow-up was, well, come to think of it, our mortgages will be paid off by the end of the year, so it doesn't matter anyways. And that's when I followed up with, like, and there's the problem. You only care about yourself. My mortgage is paid off. I don't have anything else to pay with. So whatever, I'm done. That's somebody else's problem. That's your problem. We don't give a shit about climate change because we're going to be dead soon. We don't care about the housing market because we already have a house and we're going to be dead soon. That's your problem. To which he then got up and left and just sat outside.
Well, like,
which I've noticed very recently, because it's not political, but it's been happening a lot more, where he is in his own home getting embarrassed and he gets real mad about it. Because the night Kathy was there and he was trying to find the football game, he turned on a football game. So it was a Thursday night. You can only watch them on Amazon Prime. Somebody must have said about 2 or 3 times, you can only watch Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime now. He goes over to the couch. My parents have the Comcast remote that you just hit the little microphone and talk into it, and it does whatever you want it to do.
And he does use it.
He does use it every now and then. But then when he needs to use it for himself, he acts like he's never seen this technology before. So he goes over, finds whatever game it was on whatever channel, not sure, probably ESPN. To which Kathy initially goes like, oh, we were totally wrong on who's playing because those aren't even close to the same teams. And then hears whatever the announcer says, and then looks again and goes, oh, it's daylight. and then saw something else and goes, "This is Sunday's game. You don't want to. This is an old game from Sunday. This isn't the one you want to watch." To which he said nothing. And then my mom goes over and is like, "Do you want me to put it on for you? It's on." I think again, 2 or 3 people were like, "It's on Prime. It's on Prime." And then as my mom goes to get up, I can't see him. He's behind me. I hear him turn the TV off and just kind of like throw the remote on the little end table there. And then she goes over, and Janet was also there, and she's like, "He's just going to be asleep in 5 minutes anyway, so I don't understand why he's even bothering with it," which is also making it worse. And then he made the comment, like, "I'm going to do paperwork anyways." And then my mom put the game on for him, to which he proceeded to fall asleep 30 seconds into the game that he was watching. And I said to my mom a couple of days later, like, it's kind of comical to me how that all happened. And he got real mad about it because people called him out on his stupidity, and he got embarrassed by it. And it's like...
Why don't you just let someone help you?
Like, let someone help you. And I hate to say it, but, like, you do stupid shit. And when you do stupid shit and people call you out on it...
And, like, no one was even trying to be rude about it.
No. People were trying to help you. Like, that's not the game you want. This is an old game.
Yes, you did find a game, but, like, hey, I do know this isn't the current game. This is an old game.
Also, I'm 31 years old. And for 29 years of my life, we didn't watch sports at my house. Now, all of a sudden, he watches, like, every football game, and he was watching every baseball game, and it's like, since when?
I guess it's just an old man thing.
Like, since when do we watch sports? Tonight at dinner, he couldn't see the TV at Texas Roadhouse. He had to either be on the inside of the booth or the outside of the booth. Well, my mom sat on the inside. He usually sits on the end, but Tony wanted the end seat, so he let Tony sit on the end. And then I felt bad for my mom, because the whole time we're eating, he's leaning on my mom to see around this box to see the TV to watch the Eagles game. And I'm like, for what?
He could have...
Switch seats with this poor woman. Because I'm watching her like this, try to eat her salad.
We could have switched sides, too. Because where we were, we could see it.
It was just so dumb.
And I don't care.
But, whatever.
I don't watch sports.
Neither do I.
I mean, I will, but I don't.
So some fun things that I wrote down in my notes. Where's my saved thing here? This was one of the weirdest. So I got this in an email. It's coming here as a video.
Chicken.
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read some of the comments because they are hilarious. And this
What restaurant is this?
Red Robin. So I got an email. I thought I saved the email. Did not. They were doing a promotion. It's new, like, scorpion something sauce.
It looks like they have buffalo wings.
But it's scorpion something sauce. Here we go. We're kicking off Scorpio season by spotlighting all those scorpions. And then, yeah, the promotion was, if you have a scorpion tattoo, show it to us to receive a free half basket of wings through 10/31. The promotional email I got was like, whether you have a real scorpion tattoo or a fake scorpion tattoo, like a temporary one, come in and show it to us and get half off a thing of wings or whatever that was.
Get a half bucket.
Get a free half basket.
Yeah.
And I thought when I saw that email, this is one of the stupidest things I think I've ever seen in my life. And like, it was just so strange. It was so bizarre. The comments on here are hilarious. So the top comment is from a man named Kevin Troop. This has nothing to do with this promotion, but it is hilarious. There's 2 comments by this man, and they're right next to each other, so I'm going to read you both. And Red Robin replied to both of them.
Oh, no.
His first comment, you guys need to get some sugar-free desserts like sugar-free ice cream or sugar-free pudding. To which Red Robin replied, thank you for the suggestions, Kevin. Smiling while blushing emoji. He then commented again. This is so sad. This is so sad. We'll be coming this Tuesday to have our regular weekly visit for our burger meal deal and see Amber. Can't wait to see you soon. To which Red Robin replied, we're waiting for you, Kevin.
Ew.
And then he replied, have our regular table roped off, number 41. Bro. People can see this. It's one thing to be my dad and be that weird old man that goes to the same 2 restaurants and you know every member of the staff.
But I feel like Red Robin
But
is
for
a
you
weird
to
one.
then go on And this isn't a local Red Robin. This is the Red Robin blanket page. He's not commenting on, like, Red Robin of Collegeville. Like, he's not the specific store. This is a blanket, just the Red Robin corporate page. And
they're really excited to have him.
We'll be there Tuesday for our regular weekly visit for our burger meal deal and see Amber.
Do they get a free burger? Isn't there a thing where, like, you can get a free cheeseburger on a certain day?
I have no idea. But you know they only go one specific day because Amber probably only works one specific day.
No, they go for their meal deal.
No, and to see Amber.
Yeah, but Amber
is more important than the meal deal. Yes, she is.
Nuh-uh, they're not.
Because they're like my dad. They walk into that restaurant and go, table for two, and can we sit in Amber's section? But they probably don't have to say it anymore because if you're doing this kind of shit, that hostess knows who you are.
If Amber's not there, you're still going on Tuesday because you're not giving up that free cheeseburger. You're not giving up that free cheeseburger.
They sell tattoos on Amazon, LOL. How do we get our scorpion tats? A promotion for a tiny percentage of the population, let alone your customers. Brilliant marketing department, I has to tell you. Ever since the point system was updated, it won't take any of my points. What's up? Oh my god, horrific customer service.
The red one by us is fine.
I've never had a problem with it.
It's always like, it seems like the youngest
This person says,
teenagers.
I knew it would come in handy, so I guess they had a scorpion tattoo. But just such the weirdest promotion to me that I had to share it on here.
They talk about, like, we're celebrating Scorpios.
Scorpio season.
Yeah.
By spotlighting all of those scorpions. If you have a scorpion tattoo, show it to us to receive a free half basket of wings through October 31st. I know, but
it's just weird that, like, because they're saying Scorpio season because isn't that, like, the zodiac sign that's current?
Yeah.
But it's just weird that then they just, like, that's the only time you hear about Scorpio. But I guess, do you automatically, like, if you have a scorpion tattoo, is it because you're a Scorpio?
I don't know. I saw it and thought it was hysterical that they just, like, it's such a
Let's just
weird...
put one on your arm.
Weird promotion. Like, it was such a weird promotion to do.
Maybe they were more thinking, like, this would drum up
I'm sure
both
they thought
business and buzz online.
They were definitely like, oh yeah, definitely buzz online, and they were definitely free wings sold. I'll definitely draw some shit on my arm or go get like a temporary tattoo.
Because you figure like also you're getting a half a basket of wings. That's what.
Yeah, you're definitely not gonna sit there and just have a half basket.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna get a meal or a drink.
You're gonna go to a tattoo artist and get a scorpion tattoo. Then go take the bandage off to show you have it. Get your free half basket of wings.
I would just use those ink pens.
Leave and schedule your tattoo removal.
So your half basket of wings cost you $10,000.
Some other things that I've seen on social media that I thought we should discuss. There's a guy who was complaining. I get a lot of suggestions for a page that's like
beige dads,
dull men's whatever something
I've
other.
seen that.
I get tons of suggestions for him, and I'm like, excuse me.
I told it I don't want to see it anymore.
I'm not a dull man. Some of them are funny, so I don't like mute it right away. But some of them are real dumb.
I mute them immediately.
But this one was extra dumb to me, and everyone in the comments called out how dumb this guy was because he thought he was right, and he was not. So they're driving on a trip, him and his wife. He's got his drink. She gets her. I think it was an iced coffee. Put your iced coffee in the front cup holder so that I can put my drink in the back cup holder to make it easier for me to get to. Now, you and I have had this discussion on many a road trip of which cup holder do I want as the driver. So he tells her, put yours in the front cup holder. Where do you think is the front cup holder?
Oh,
which
one
is
in the front of the car. This one, and then the one in the back is this one, towards the back of the car.
Yes. Did I word that wrong?
Because it's the front of the car.
Yeah, it's definitely. He said rear. Put yours in the rear cup holder, and she put hers
in the back seat?
Here, no. So this is the front cup holder. There's two of them. Cup holder, cup holder.
Yeah.
He told her, put yours in the rear cup holder. She put hers here. She put hers here. He thought, his mind, this is the front and this is the back.
Why?
I guess because in his mind, if you're sitting here, this is the front, this is the back.
But it's not.
But literally every comment was like, my guy, front cup holder is the front of the car.
Yeah.
Back cup holder is the back of the car. Like, you're wrong. I think he like came in there too with like a tell my wife she's wrong kind of deal. And people were like, no, my man, you're wrong. You couldn't be
Well,
more
I mean,
wrong.
there's not, this isn't a, that's one of those weird situations where it's not, there's not a right or wrong, but it's just like, why do you think that this one will be the front?
Well, you're correct. There's not a factual, definitive right or wrong.
Yeah.
But when everyone else is telling you,
logically,
when everyone
why
else is
would
telling
this be
you
the front?
this is wrong, then it's wrong.
But it just doesn't make sense. It's more of, I don't know why you would think this one towards the back of the vehicle is the front.
Yeah. Last two for this topic, this section. I saw a post. It was a hack that this woman did. Never thought to do this before. She's at Target. She has her kid in the cart, in the seat part where you're supposed to have them. And it was that you push from
The back.
well, technically the front of the cart.
You push the cart backwards.
Yeah, you
So your
push the
kid
cart
stays
from the front, so your kid's going forward.
Go ahead and do that.
And they're driving the cart.
Go ahead and do that, because you know which wheels turn? The ones in the front. So how the fuck are you turning left or right? You're not.
So, see, you brought up a better point than what the comments did.
You're not turning.
I was curious to see what your take on this was, because every comment...
I see why you would want to do that.
Every comment... Well, it's more fun for them, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
You can't turn.
But, so when I didn't comment, I wanted to reply comment on a lot of them, and I didn't. A lot of people were commenting how unsafe this is.
Why?
This is such a hazard, and you should not do this. And, well, first of all, the one that was dumb, so dumb, this just seems like it's easier for someone to run by and snatch your kid.
Have you ever tried to get a kid out of the basket of a shopping cart?
First of all, the cart is,
There's a seatbelt.
from me to the camera, maybe in length.
No.
Well, let's just say, for shits and giggles.
From me to the end of the table.
For shits and giggles, yeah. I don't know if they can see the end of the table, though. So for shits and giggles.
This long, pretty much.
For shits and giggles, from me to the camera is the length of
That's
the shopping
as far
cart.
away from the kid as you would ever be.
So let's just say, me to the camera and to the shopping carts. Do you think, unless that man is running from behind me and is somehow magically,
Can't just go,
magically one swift motion, running, grabs, and does not ever stop moving, what are you doing that from here to here you can't stop what's happening?
Where are you grocery shopping?
And where are you shopping? But the
You're legit scared of
So that was the first half. That was the main concern number one. Main concern number two was weight distribution. Because the weight distribution, once you put a child in that cart,
It's going to go like this.
is heavy.
But it won't.
So when you let go from pushing, the cart's just going to go whop and flip over on that kid.
Okay, well, here's
But
my-
here's
Why doesn't it do that when I'm pushing?
Here's what I wanted to ask, and I didn't. It took every fiber of my being to not reply comment to these people. Where I wanted to be like, okay, so let's just say I put my kid in the cart, I got my hands on the thing.
They don't get snatched.
I'm pushing. Well, I'm pushing normal. I'm pushing the cart normally. I'm not pushing it the fun way where the kid's driving. I'm pushing it the way you're supposed to with the handle in my hand, kids right in front of me. I'm pushing. Okay, there's nothing in my car. I just got here. Car has nothing in it. Okay, I need to get this case of soda that requires both my hands. Now, your argument is I can't push from that side because the weight is here. And if I let go of that side, this whole thing's going to flip and my child will be dead. By that logic, when I let go of this
Why doesn't that happen?
and I bend over to get this case of soda, my child will flip over. By that logic, really, I let go of the handle. Before I can even move, I'm in the cart.
Also,
it's flipped on top of me.
Do you think that an establishment carrying liability insurance would have a cart that can't handle
But
the weight?
anywhere. Do you think anywhere in the world has carts where you can put a child in the basket and if you take your hands off of it, it's just going to flip over? No one would design a shopping cart that way. then what's the point of the basket?
Right.
Because by that logic,
Because
if I don't have a kid, you put your purse in there. Oh, the weight's all fucked up now. Whoosh. Like,
but there's that little thingy on there that says, like, you can only have your kid in here. So that means that they're accepting liability if something happens to your kid in the basket.
Yeah. I worked at Target for about a month. You were told if you see a child in the front of the cart, if you see a child under the cart, you are supposed to stop that person and say that you can't do that. You cannot continue moving through the store until the child is either walking or in the basket.
Well, guess what? I put Tony in the big part.
I know you do.
Suck it. He sits still. He's too tall. He can't.
I don't give a shit.
I want to see someone.
I don't give a shit. I was so salty with Target, it's not even funny. I worked there for a month. They were awful. The job they had me doing was not the job I applied for. I was getting blamed because I didn't do in-stocks like one day. And I'm like, lady, the paper you handed me says this in-stocks was done 2 months ago. And it's supposed to be done every day. The last log on here was 2 months ago. Fuck off that you're yelling at me for this. I have Crohn's disease. I went to the bathroom. You're going to the bathroom an awful lot. Well, it's on my thing that I have Crohn's disease. How fucking dare you? Took a lunch one time. I think it's like a half-hour lunch. I clocked out 35 minutes.
Unacceptable.
Wasn't like my first infraction or whatever this was. I had been there for...
Did they fire you or you just quit?
Well, I went in to say, like, this isn't the job I applied for. So, like, what can we do here? Oh, we can move you to here. Okay. Clickety, clickety, clickety. Oh, no. You're still within your 30 days, so we can't move you. So I guess either, and I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was basically, so I guess either you deal with it, or this is where we part ways. And I was like, well, then I guess this is where we part ways.
That's funny.
Okay. That was the end of that. I'm like, you're fucking awful. This is terrible. Every worker I talked to was like, it's real shitty that I know how to do my job. My manager does not know how to do my job.
Yeah,
and it's one of those companies, typical retail company, where you all have your team meeting in the morning. Oh, our store alone made $50,000 yesterday. Meanwhile, I'm getting paid minimum wage. And the person who's next to me, who's been here longer than I have, getting paid minimum wage. But cool, you made 50 grand in one day.
You can tell the people on Target are miserable.
Like, it's just, and the whole, like, I will not buy groceries at Target because you're supposed to go through every morning and look for all the expired stuff. And you do that until all the team leads walk away, and then you're just like, fuck off, and you just all disperse. You look at one item, and then you go back to doing whatever you're supposed to be doing.
I would never buy food at Target. Cold food.
But yeah, it was just a shit show. But yeah, it was not hey, you did this, what happened? It was this lady with all these fucking... And I don't mind tattoos. I've got them. I want more of them. These were dumb tattoos. Like, hey, Brian, how long is your lunch break supposed to be?
Ew.
And I'm like, 30 minutes? Okay. Well, then why did you have a 35-minute lunch yesterday? And I'm like... and at that point I was reading The Hunger Games. I'm like, I was reading the book and just didn't realize what time it was. And as soon as I realized what time it was, came out and clocked out and went back to work. Okay, well, just don't let it happen again. I'm like...
That's the worst.
And I was just like, fuck you. Really? Like, I've been here for less than a month. At that point, I might have been there 2 weeks. And the tone you're going to take with me is like, how long of a lunch break do we get?
It's so passive aggressive.
Well, so you know it's 30 minutes. Then why were you clocked in for 35 minutes? I don't know. Why is the guy who's working the fucking grocery in this break room every time I come in here? The man is on the floor for 30 seconds and then comes back in the break room. Because I do all my work when I first get here in the morning and then I don't have to do anything else. Like...
No, you don't.
But cool. Give me shit for taking 5 more minutes.
I'm going to start taking my food back. Well, I did take it back.
Like, kiss my ass. It was just...
I'll just start leaving them bad reviews.
Fuck Target.
But no, I'm not pushing the cart backwards because you're going to take one turn and you're going to go nowhere. You're going to have to take, like, the widest turns.
Yeah.
Like the wagon. Because your front wheels are going to stay. I don't think.
Well, you're going to have to do 90 degrees. Like, you want to turn here,
so
you're going to have to get the front to there and then pick it up and turn it.
No, you could just swing it, the front around, and then you can go. But like you're not gonna be
That's
able
what I
to
mean.
just go like
You're
this.
gonna be pushing.
You're pushing
So
like
if this is the basket, you're gonna get to here, then you're gonna have to go.
Yeah.
Whoop,
Uh-huh.
and do
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
You can't like.
No.
This. You're gonna have to go. Whoosh, whoosh. Mm-hmm. Like it's straight up 90-degree turn.
I see the point.
Yeah, we get it. I was more doing this to see what A, your response was, and B, your response to the stupidity of snatching and the weight distribution.
If you've ever watched a mom, and it doesn't matter how old, unless they're like a baby, but they should be strapped in then.
Yes.
So like how are they snatching them if you got them strapped in? But like Tony, I have to have him climb himself to standing.
They don't
get
give
him
you.
out.
They don't help you. I've gotten plenty of our kids, both of them, plenty of times out of that thing. They don't help you.
No, you
got
have
to pick them up and they're just like dead leg, and they're straight. They don't bend them, so you're like, and then they don't bend their legs or move their feet. So when you get to the bar, it's just like, and it's like, dude, help do something. Help me out. You have to like literally like roll them out.
Robin, you can get out because his legs are still short enough. But Tony,
But even then,
I can't lift him up high enough.
If you go to pick Robin up like this, though, he doesn't move his feet.
If you
so
shake him up and down a few times, he does. If you kind of go like,
I usually like
he comes.
Yeah, you wiggle him, but like you almost have to like fully like flip them over.
I understand you're concerned about your kids getting snatched at your grocery store, but
well, like I said, even if it was super easy to get them out. Unless you're coming, like if you're coming towards me and you take that kid, why am I not stopping you? I'm looking at you. I'm watching it happen. Are you not, like, this isn't a pickpocket. Are you not feeling the cart move?
Yeah.
But if you're coming from behind me, you would have to this one swift motion, just keep moving. Like, you would not be able to stop.
You'd be taking the whole cart.
Yeah, that's what would happen. Which I guess, like, is that your thought? For the kid snatching, is you're gonna run me the fuck over? Like, is that what they mean? I'm here, so I don't have the handle, so they're gonna run up and get the handle and just like bang, just take off.
No,
what are you doing with the cart?
No, they definitely think that they're just pulling the kid out.
Yeah. Last bit.
I would be more worried that my kids would just be dumping shit on the ground.
Yeah.
Just kicking. Like, oh, I could kick my feet and kick all these jars of tomato sauce.
Last bit of this section. I had a girl. I want your take on this because I have a take, but I want to hear yours as a female describing another female before I weigh in. A girl I went to high school with had a post up the other day. It was one of the days that it was chillier. It was not one of the November Pennsylvania days where it was 85 degrees outside. Something about loving sweater weather. Like, so glad it's finally sweater weather. Her outfit was, and I wrote it down to be very descriptive, boots that come up just under the knee.
Okay.
And a sweater that comes down to about mid-thigh. So very Ariana Grande. Does this really fall under sweater weather?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're wearing a sweater?
Yeah, because no one gives a shit about the temperature.
But my point is that's not... That defeats the purpose of sweater weather. Because sweater weather, if it's just that you're wearing a sweater, could be 90 degrees in the middle of August. That's not sweater weather. It just means
it's fall.
Yeah, but that's not...
That's what it means.
That's not sweater weather.
That's what it means.
It's not. Because you're cold. You have no pants on. And those boots aren't doing anything for you.
No one gives a shit. You don't wear clothes to be warm.
What?
If you're wearing an outfit like that, you've made your choice that you don't care if you're cold.
I don't know.
Maybe she had...
I don't agree with it.
Tights on.
She didn't.
You don't know.
I do know. You could see enough of her leg where I'm like, that's definitely
No,
skin.
they make those weird new tights where it's like...
Unless they've got, like, texture and shit on them. Unless they're jeggings. Like...
No, they make flesh colored...
That's my point. Because jeggings look like jeans. So unless they're leggings that look like skin...
They are.
She didn't have them on. She had on boots and a sweater.
Yeah, and that's sweater weather. If you could wear boots, if it's the season
and then
of the year...
assuming underwear.
If it's the season of the year that you could wear boots, it's sweater weather.
Okay.
The second one day has been under like 60 degrees, maybe even 65. If it's reached 65, we can call it sweater weather.
I have some fun saved things just to share very quickly.
What do you classify as, what do you think sweater weather means? That it's cold outside?
Well, it's chilly enough to wear a sweater.
Yeah, but...
I don't have anything on under the sweater that's not keeping me warm.
But it doesn't matter.
Sweater weather being the optimum word here, to me means that the weather is making it so I need to wear a sweater.
No, it's that you can.
I understand your point, but this is a fun infographic that I thought you would enjoy. So this is from the NFL and CBS. This is a legit infographic. Weekly Uncrustable consumption across the NFL. It is broken down by team. Do you want to take a guess at who eats the most Uncrustables? Just throw a team out there.
A New England team.
No.
Florida.
Nope.
Colorado.
The Denver Broncos
Ooh.
eat 700 Uncrustables a week.
Oh my God.
The lowest? You want to take a guess at that?
Florida.
No.
California.
Nope. Two-way tie.
I hope it's not Pennsylvania.
Nope.
Okay. Maine. I mean, New England.
Nope.
I have no idea.
The Cincinnati Bengals and the New Orleans Saints eat 50.
50?
50. So the Bengals and the Saints eat 50 Uncrustables a week, and the Denver Broncos eat
Almost
700.
Almost 700% more.
The Raiders eat 60. The Buccaneers and the Cowboys... Or no, the Buccaneers eat 70. The Cowboys eat 75. The Chiefs eat 80. The Los Angeles Rams eat 90. The Colts eat 90. The Bears, the Titans, the Panthers eat 100. The Browns eat 120. Washington eats 140. Yeah, the Warriors, right?
I think so.
No. What are they now?
I don't know.
The Washington football team? I don't fucking remember what their new name is.
Oh, because
They're not the Redskins anymore.
Oh.
Which, I had a whole conversation with my mom about that. Because who was on? It wasn't the Braves. I forget what team it was. I know. I forget what team it was. Is there another football team that's got like an Indian thing going on?
The Chiefs?
Yeah, I think it was the Chiefs. Like, why didn't they have to change their name? I'm like, why would they?
Right. That's
Well, and she didn't like say anything. And she just said, well, I know the Braves had to like, they just can't do the tomahawk anymore. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. Like, Chief and Brave aren't really derogatory terms
also,
for Native Americans, whereas Redskin is a derogatory racist term to describe Native Americans.
You are referring to the tribal chief.
Well, when I said that, she's like, "Yeah, I guess." Like, no, it's not. I guess
a chief could also be in any
Yeah, well, their logo is
yes,
an Indian chief.
Yes, but it does the word chief.
Yeah.
Isn't.
Yeah.
Exclusively.
But I think she was encompassing all of it. Like the logo and the name and whatever. Like, I understand the Braves had to get rid of the tomahawk, whatever. And I'm like, but what you're not getting at is Redskin is not a term anyone should be using anymore. Right. It really shouldn't have been a professional football team name to begin with. But hey, whatever. 140. The Baltimore Ravens, 150. The Chargers, the Vikings, and the Cardinals, 200.
We haven't heard from the Eagles yet.
They're not on here. The Steelers.
So they eat none?
225. I don't know. I guess. The
what
Steelers.
Do you mean they're not on here?
They're not on here. The Steelers, 225. The Giants, 240. The Falcons, 250. The Dolphins, 300. The Jaguars, 315. And the Seahawks, 320.
Are there any other teams missing, or is it literally...
No, there's definitely teams missing.
Okay. So then those are teams that eat none.
We have better food in New Orleans. Hard pass on those. Unfortunately, our teams need to be better. I know Denver is a pretty high place. That's a whole different kind of high. Denver is owned by Walmart. Checks out. This is the statistic we've all been waiting for. Not the stats we asked for, but the stats we needed. The Eagles don't eat them, is what someone commented. Apparently 8 teams don't eat them at all, including half the NFC East. Neither do the Patriots.
Weird. Did they just forget to ask them?
The Lions have grit. We eat with the crust still on. The Broncos have 76 players on their active roster, reserve list, and practice squad. That means each player eats an average of 9.2 Uncrustables a week.
That's a lot.
I bet someone is taking them home to feed their children.
That's a lot.
It is. That's what they're saying. I bet they're just taking them home to give to their kids. That's what's going on in Denver. Broncos have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Like, that's insane.
I thought you would enjoy that.
I love Uncrustables.
You're a big Uncrustables girly. Can I have a napkin? I don't want to blow my nose on this show, but I'm going to have to.
Just do a quick pause. Turn the volume off.
How funny would have been if my whole chair flew backwards.
That would have been terrifying because you probably would have flipped the table with you.
No, my feet would have hit the table.
It would have popped up. You spilled all the drinks. It would have been the whole thing. Spilled the paint that's just off camera.
I might need to get... I don't want one. I may need to get one of those Navage things.
Just get a... What do they call it?
A neti pot?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, but that forces it.
It's the automatic one.
Yeah.
They advertise on Freedom. Thank you very much. Paul F. Tompkins reads those ads. This was a graphic designer fixes 9 of the worst logos ever. I really need to show you these logos because one of them is wild. So the Institute of Oriental Studies, Santa Catarina University. That's the before.
Oh no. It looks like a butt plug.
That's the before. This is the after.
Okay, it's a pagoda. That's a little
That's
better.
the after.
Better.
Kudawara Pharmacy.
Okay, it's just a K.
Is it? What's those dots?
Oh no.
What's those dots? That looks like someone getting fucked in the ass.
Oh no.
There's the new one.
There we go. That's much better.
There's the new one. The computer doctors. That's the before.
Is that a sperm? What am I looking at?
That's a penis. It's definitely a penis. That's where that's a mouse.
Oh no! Now I see.
But where the clickers are looks like a dickhead.
Now I see the.
That's
penis.
the before.
Yeah, yep.
There's the after.
Much better.
Looks like a nice MD logo.
Much better.
The Arlington Pediatric Center.
No. No. You need another person on the
Arlington Pediatric Center.
You need something. Just
sponsored by the Catholic Church.
Just no.
There's the after.
That's better.
It's not really better, but
it is because now it looks like they're both facing forward and they're just standing.
Does it? Mama's baking. It's such a weird one. Before. Before?
It's supposed to be a fire oven. I see that.
It's supposed to be a fire crotch.
But that's not what I'm saying. With big boobs.
The after.
There you go. Nice mitt. A
There's
nice
the
oven
after.
mitt.
That's definitely a hat. That's a chef's hat.
No, it's not. It's an oven mitt.
That's a chef's hat.
It's an oven mitt.
To the side.
No, it's not. It's an oven mitt.
No, it's not. That's a chef's hat.
Bakers don't wear those.
They could. Clinic. I forgot about this one. Clinica Dental.
What? Why?
I get it. But it's so hilarious. Here's the dental.
We gotta just stop using the stick figures. Let's stop using the stick figures.
After?
There you go. Look.
After?
Just the teeth. That's all we need.
What's a C and a D?
Let's stop using the stick people.
Fire prevention products?
No.
Fire prevention products.
Just no.
Yeah, you're preventing a fire, all right.
Someone knew.
The new one is dumb, but
It's better than the vagina they have above.
There's the before and after. The after is stupid, but it's just better.
I mean, who looked at that and didn't immediately say guys?
Safe place?
What is that?
There's the after.
What am I looking at?
I think it's supposed to be like a person holding a baby, hugging a baby.
Oh.
I think it's a person holding a baby.
It looks like a skeleton.
So there's the before and after. There's the before and after of Safe Place.
That's terrible. That top one is terrible.
The Office of Government Commerce.
Uh-oh.
There's the before and the after. Not really a huge difference.
What's the
before and after.
What am I supposed to see in that top one?
I don't think anything. I don't see anything. Oh! If you turn it sideways now, I see it. If you turn it sideways now, I see it. It's a guy whacking it if you turn it sideways.
I was really wondering. I'm like, what's the It's just stupid.
That was the last one.
Why do we need to fix it if it's just stupid?
Oh, God, I didn't see that before. And then you're like, what am I looking at? And I'm like, nothing. And I'm like, oh, nope, you are looking at something.
There has to be something.
All right. That was it for this riveting episode of the show. Thank you for joining us.
We should have recorded Tony saying, I'm surrounded by assholes earlier.
Yeah, we watched...
Oh, no, keep firing assholes.
We watched Spaceballs because he has seen A New Hope. And, yeah, I was laughing hysterically at the scene. What an asshole. Yeah, he is an asshole. How many assholes are on this ship? Yo!
How many assholes we got around here?
Keep firing, asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
And then Tony just yelled out, keep firing, assholes! And we're like, no, you shouldn't say that.
No. And then he said,
And then we were talking again, we were going through quotes, because as we done on the show, we were just going through Mel Brooks quotes from that movie. And I said about, like, going into ludicrous speed. And you were like, we gotta stop this.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can't. Bullshit. He's like, what do you mean bullshit? It's like, no.
sorry.
Don't
and then
do
he just
that.
looks at you like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that, we didn't. When he said, keep firing assholes.
He very genuinely was just,
He
we
was.
were all laughing. So he was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is funny. I'll say it.
Well, and we just heard it.
Yes.
So, like, he didn't realize that assholes was, like, the bad word. Because they were referring in the movie.
It's someone's name.
Yes.
Yes.
So he was really...
But, like I said, all he registered it as was this was happening in the movie we're watching.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad both laughed.
Yeah.
So it was funny. If I repeat it, they will also laugh.
Because he likes to repeat movie quotes.
Well, and he's looking for the reaction.
Yeah.
It's the very early stages of, like, your understanding that it feels good to get a reaction from people that is, like, laughter.
And he loves to quote the
Yeah.
movies he's watching. Like, he's constantly quoting The Nightmare Before Christmas. But we were just like, oh, well, that's just...
Yeah.
Assholes just isn't a nice word. And then, then he just gave up.
Thank you for joining us once again. We're back. I'm hoping. He didn't text me back. I am leaving Thursday for Texas to go see Jeremy, a former guest of the show. He has been on the show before. I think, yeah, no one.
More than once.
We haven't had. No. Ryan and Andrew were in one episode of Visual. They are the only two guests we've had on a visual medium. Everyone else has been
And your
audio
mom?
only. No, she was not.
Yeah.
Everyone else is audio only. We've
Yeah.
not had a guest visual since Ryan and Andrew. And they were like the first or second episode, maybe, of being on
No, I was
visual.
first.
Yeah, you and I were the first. Well, you're not a guest anymore. But yeah, I'm hoping.
I'm the owner of this house.
I asked Jeremy, like, would you mind doing an episode or two? And he didn't answer me. But I'm going to take this with me and the lavalier mics and see what happens. But if we don't
I'm
record,
not recording by myself.
well, I won't either. I wouldn't expect you to. So
It will be me and two children.
so I'm hoping that I get one recorded while I'm in Texas. If I don't, we'll record when I get back. I'm only there for the weekend, so but we're going to the Good Mythical Tour.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, you're not. Jeremy and I are. I missed it in Philly, and then he got tickets in Texas, which turned out to be kind of a bigger hassle than I thought it was going to be as we got closer here, but it worked out. We figured it out. But yeah, so hopefully I will see you next week. If not, 2 weeks from now. Because I do get back Monday, but as I said, Sunday is my cutoff. So I would not get back and then record an episode of the show. To then edit it, not doing it. So yeah, hopefully next week. If not next week. Ooh. Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't record after Thanksgiving.
That's not Thanksgiving.
Is there a week in between? Okay. So then, yeah, definitely.
Because Thanksgiving's the last.
So if not next week, then the week of Thanksgiving there will be one, and there'll probably be one after that. Because I don't know why we couldn't record. My parents aren't going to be home, so it'll just be like a normal weekend after Thanksgiving for us. Unless we saw people, but even then, we're not seeing people late at night on a Friday.
No, it will be fine.
So thank you for joining us. Yada yada yada. Follow social media. Like and subscribe. Rate, review, whatever. Blah blah. We love you, and as always, thank you for being a friend. Good night.